What's poppin', y'all? Kid Cudi's back at it again, and of course, it's him being interpreted as having an issue with somebody. Kid Cudi's recently been doing a Q&A on Twitter, going back and forth, not back and forth with fans, but answering questions from fans that they submitted, which I got to give credit to Kid Cudi for. This is something that he's done frequently over the past 10 years. Meek Mill does this too, but I think it's something that keeps fans really, really close to Kid Cudi. Like the people that love Kid Cudi, they really love him, and that's why he's able to, even like this last album, Insano, it performed really, really well. It's streaming really well. His tours always do really, really well because this guy's keeping fans from 2009 that still mess with him heavy. And he's about to go on tour again with Jaden Smith actually as a supporting act and Pusha T. I might actually go to this tour. That just goes to show you, like, I don't even really like Kid Cudi's antics, I guess you could say, the past couple of years, but this is about music. And I haven't even listened to Kid Cudi's most recent album, Insano, yet I'm willing to go to a show because this guy's made great music for me in the past, and I've really enjoyed that. With all that being said, though, one of the questions that a fan asked was, you and Gambino, referring to Childish Gambino, gotta work on something, whether it's TV, movies, or music. We'd love to see/hear it. Your guy's song Warlords needs an official release. Pretty sure this is like an unreleased song that might have came out. I don't even really remember this song. But yeah, I think they were supposed to work together, and I think there was a certain point in time when Kid Cudi, well, they apparently did work together on this track that never officially released. But apparently there was a time when Cudi was saying that he wanted to get back into the studio with Childish Gambino. So Kid Cudi replies and he says, I'm good, or I'm cool. You know how people are going to interpret this. And I will give credit to some people that come with the point and they say, hey, there's no reason to interpret this. This is like, hey, if I like apples, this person's saying, oh no, I hate bananas. The spirit is there, but it's not the same. Because, for example, like apples have nothing to do with bananas. And when you're saying I don't like apples, you don't expect people to interpret that you hate bananas, raspberries, blueberries, everything else. Whereas here, you know what you're doing and you know what other people are gonna take it as. Like, Kid Cudi's 40 years old. He's been in this game for at least 13, 14 years. This is not a new rodeo for him. He's seen how fans react to stuff. He's seen how blogs react to stuff. He's seen how media reacts to stuff. So he intentionally did this. And if he didn't mess with Childish Gambino, he could have just not said anything. But he decided to say something. And this is where it gets to. I legitimately think he knew what he was doing. I think it's playing ignorant to try to cut him bail here. I don't think he's dissing Childish Gambino, but this is how Kid Cudi frequently handles things when he has static with people. Like, remember like the thing that Lupe Fiasco was so upset about and they eventually like squashed this beef just recently? It's because Lupe Fiasco, just quick refresher, because some people probably haven't even heard about this. Lupe Fiasco was selling custom verses to fans for like $1,000. They weren't able to release it as a verse or anything, but it was like a custom keepsake. And then Kid Cudi was saying something like, oh, I would never make my fans pay for something like that. It was like, yo, where'd you come from? Why are you throwing sub tweets like slight disses like this? We don't even got no problems. Now, he may have problems with Childish Gambino behind the scenes, but let's keep it real, man. Childish Gambino, who has issues with Donald Glover? I've never heard a single person have beef with him that's also successful. It could be to the degree of maybe he's hating on him. I don't think Kid Cudi's hating on him. I think Kid Cudi might just be emotional about a certain situation. To be fair, Kid Cudi also really doesn't like leaks or unreleased songs, and that song was unreleased, and the fans asking him about something. But he could just say, hey, that was a leak, or just choose not to respond to it. Him saying he's cool means he's knocking any potential of working with Childish Gambino in the future. I didn't even think of these two working with each other. Also, weren't there rumors that Kid Cudi was going to be on Because the Internet? Regardless, Childish Gambino is far more successful in a wide span of things than Kid Cudi is when it comes to acting, producing, all this stuff, which is something that Kid Cudi's gotten into recently. And he just have, either it was an animated movie, an animated film, or a mini series on Netflix. So he's been getting his feet wet for probably the last decade. And I think he started feeling himself again in the past couple of years. Him and Ye have constantly had their back and forths over the past 13, 14, 15 years maybe, if we take it that... No, not 15. Maybe, yeah, probably 15 years, 2009. So this is just, I'm not going to say I don't understand it. I understand it, and it makes sense of Kid Cudi, but I just thought he'd mature a little bit more after so much experience and so much success. With Kid Cudi, this guy, you're cemented, bro. It's like, you don't have to like constantly try to take shots at other people. You're in your own lane. There's nobody that people can say, oh yeah, that guy compares to Kid Cudi. And I say this completely disagreeing with the take that he has right here. Technically, in technicality, I'm saying Childish Gambino's a better rapper, but these guys don't need to be beefing. Well, I don't think Childish Gambino cares. I don't think he's even going to address this. Rightfully so. Meanwhile, this will probably die off in the next couple of days. But now this brings up, like, why would they even have an issue with each other? And maybe it just goes back to Kid Cudi just having one of those spurts where he just doesn't mess with people, or he's just angry at people. And when he's celebrating too, when he's doing like a fan Q&A, because if you guys remember, back in the day, Instagram comments, Twitter comments used to go off on fans. And then there was a song, I think, that he had taken down from SoundCloud. Was it the Love Song? I really, really enjoyed that song. I think it was the Love Song, and then a fan asked him about it, and he went off on the fan saying like he could take music down if he wanted to. But it's like, yo, you put the music up there. What's going on? And that was a great song, and I think he said, oh, he didn't like the sound anymore. But, yo, once you put it out into the world, you can't just snatch it back. Well, you can, but people have already heard it, so their perception is made about it. And if they enjoyed it, why would you come in and say, oh, no, you're not allowed to enjoy that anymore? And this goes back to the actual, probably it would be a video before this, or maybe I might be dropping the Yap session the same day, where I talk about we don't even really own music if somebody can snatch it. Normally, we wouldn't be able to have it snatched out of us because we've got something that we're not streaming on a third-party platform. But yeah, I think Kid Cudi's going to continue in this fashion. I don't think he's going to change anytime soon. Actually, this probably did work a little bit because now it got me to check out his album. I knew his album released, but I haven't had hype for a Kid Cudi album in a very long time, unless it's a collaboration. And Kid Cudi came back and delivered the classic that I was always looking for with Ye, which was Kids See Ghosts. 10 out of 10 album. Absolutely love and adore that album. It's incredible. Ah, man. So after that, it's kind of like everything that I'm getting is, you know, an unnecessary, like a cherry on top or sprinkles. And sometimes you just don't want no sprinkles on your ice cream. So yeah, I'm good with what I have. So that's why I didn't check well, that's not why. There wasn't like that much promo around it either, which is surprising that this still did like 50 something K, which is really, really high sales nowadays. But then some people will say, hey, how many sales do we even know are real? And that's a very, very good question, which I don't have the answer to. I can just say that a lot of them are fake. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.